the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a good stretch, got some water, maybe got a quick bite to eat. It is time for the second game in our doubleheader down in Prospect, as I promised. Backflips versus Merchants. I'm still K-Vox, and joining me in the booth for the second of our matches is Taco. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited to watch some prospect games. This should be a good series between two teams that are higher up the table and should be looking to put on a good performance as we start to get into the midway portion of the season and we get a better idea of how good each of these teams are. We're going to start to see these teams separate themselves, and having a strong matchup on stream is going to be exciting to watch for sure.
Time flies when you're having fun. It's hard to believe we're already 8 days, 8 match days, that is, into what is not a very long season on paper. And I'm very interested to see what Backflips and Merchants do here, because for a couple streams now, we have been watching Tanukis, the defending prospect champions, and seeing your biggest rival in the division on stream twice. I have to imagine that affects how you play a bit when it's your turn on match day.
Yeah, we'll see if these teams have been paying attention to those matches from Tanuki. But let's go ahead and look at these team comparison. The record between Backflips and Merchants is split almost down the middle. 19 and 9 are Backflips, a strong record, and Merchants only one loss more with 18 and 10. But again, a little bit of a different play style. Merchants have a very low 22 goals conceded in what is that, 28 games. That is an incredible defensive record, whereas Backflip seem to be the more offensive team, but 22 goals conceded in 28 games is kind of nuts.
Keep in mind, too, they're only separated by one save, and Backflips actually has more. But of course, the downside of a high save count is that you've been forced to make those saves that many times.
Yeah, absolutely. Merchants are seemingly controlling the game well, but maybe not as productive on the offensive end, which is why Backflips have only 11 more goals for, but that is a good amount when we're relatively early in the season. But let's go on to the player stats. First of all, for Backflips, we have a strong three-man lineup of Illusionchaos, uh, Tvveedle, and then Goof are the three-man rotation. It seems like they're going to be having.
Oh my goodness. And stat lines don't dictate everything. This is a team sport. This is not a game of throw your superhero against the other team's superhero. But Tvveedle is just something else. A 41.49% shooting percentage right now out of 94 total shots, and also 35 demos, 33 saves. They have to factor this player in. Backflips has to run through Tvveedle right now, keep good opportunities going towards him. And if I'm Merchants, I've been preparing for this match day by thinking about how I'm going to keep him from having any good looks at the ball.
Absolutely. That amount of production and the shooting percentage, as well as the number of shots, is going to be scary to watch. So, if you're making a game plan for the Merchants, you've got to make sure that guy does not get clean looks on target. Because if it is, 41% of the time, it's going to be a goal. So, definitely one to look out for. And you mentioned the demos briefly. Also, he is just all over the pitch. And YourEvilTwin, who has only had 10 games, but is if he gets game time tonight, he is one of the all-time great RSC demo players with 36 demos in only 10 games. So he's going to be chaotic to watch if he does get some game time tonight.
Well, it is Stanley Cup final season, so I'm not opposed to seeing a bit of Rocket League hockey. It doesn't have to be snow day. This sport, people call it car soccer, but it's really more of a chimera of soccer, futsal, volleyball, basketball, hockey. There's maybe a bit of handball in there. There's a whole beautiful mix of influences in there. And backflips are definitely more on the hockey side when you consider the sheer assist count and how physically they play. Nobody except the undebuted substitute at the bottom of your screen is below 10 demos, and they're all high on assists as well. This is a team that is just constant forward pressure, a lot like who we just saw, Drunken Dwarfs.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to watch. But moving on to the Merchants, they are led by Mom Jeans. It's really a four-man rotation of Mom Jeans, Animosity, Gmoney, and
Mhm.
ShxdowBat. Pretty much a full four-man rotation. So we might see what some teams have been doing is just rotating a different player out each game, and they've yet to decide on a starting lineup, which might be to their benefit and to the detriment of the other team, trying to get a read on them. They can lock things down and switch things up at a moment's notice.
Very interesting thing to try here. Get that sort of hockey line change thing going and keep backflips from getting comfortable reads, especially when you consider how high everyone's shot count and save count are. Everyone except Mom Jeans has over 20 saves. This is a very defensively solidified lineup, and the question is, how well can that defense hold? Because as we saw from Mosaic Maestros just a few minutes ago, a strong defense can easily lead to being penned into your own defensive third on your own goal line while the opponent just keeps knocking on the door until it opens.
Yeah, absolutely. And this isn't a team that's going to win big most of the time. It looks like they're willing to grind out the 1-0s, the 2-1s, the 3-1s, the low scoring games they thrive in, and they have a good amount of offensive production as well, but they are comfortable in these low scoring games, frustrating the other team. So it is going to be something to watch.
Who do you have your points on, so to speak? We've already got the predictions up there. The timer on that is winding down. How do you see the night ending?
Ooh, it's tough to predict. I think we might have a good series, so I'm gonna go 2-2. I don't know who to lean towards because I think both of these are very strong prospect teams, and they might meet again in the playoffs for sure. That could be fun to watch, but right now I don't think there's much separating them. So I'm gonna go 2-2.
I'm going to go 3-1 backflips because tonight seems to be favoring the offense, and this is an incredibly offensively powerful squad who is already lined up in lobby as our merchants at any moment ready for kickoff.
Yeah, we are just about to get going, and as everyone is given the sign to go into the lobby, we have a kickoff between Backflips and Merchants, game one.
Here we go already, and Merchants actually get the better of the first kickoff, but Goof follows up immediately. Ball's cleared away, he scoots back, gets it back towards center, sets up a shot, everyone's too wide. The transition's coming, Gmoney sends it up, that's centered, that's sent into the corner, not able to turn into a solid counter-attack opportunity. Cass is stalking along, he doubles back, Goof's there, Tvveedle follows up, he doesn't have a good shooting window though, gets it off the wall, and there's no one to get that second touch going. Goes for the back touch, back pass, that's saved!
Yeah, that was a great back pass there. Tvveedle is up for it, gets a unnecessary flip reset. It's gonna come out middle. Goof is gonna be there. Is Illusionchaos on the end of it? He gets the touch, but somehow it pinches back out into the center and into relative safety. But that one could have gone anywhere. Merchants scrambling on their goal line do escape for now.
Yeah, that was just a game of inches, quite literally, because he landed slightly too forward on the ball and ended up pinching it backwards. Tvveedle tries to set up the second touch, gets it! First blood!
That is great control from Tvveedle, baiting out multiple defenders on the wall, racing them to the corner boost, and getting the touch off the wall to set up a tighter angle and getting the goal to go. It's a great play from Tvveedle, who we've said is going to be the one to watch, and he's got a hot start already. This one plays off the center. Goof is waiting back there, trying to prevent Animosity, who is lurking, trying to get into the play already. Gmoney gets a good beat. Tvveedle, it's an awkward touch, has to get it out again, does so in time. ShxdowBat's going to be invited to come into it, but it is not going to be able to be followed up in time. I was going to say it's still floating in front. Finally cleared, and that's a great outlet pass. You see a lot of teams at this level not willing to use their teammates to get out of defense. When you have them, this one's going to float across the middle. ShxdowBat going to send it to the side.
Yeah, ShxdowBat chases it down, loses it again, going high, gets a transition though. Gmoney chases it down, plays it off the wall. That goes straight to Doof though. To Goof, I am so sorry. Animosity carries it. He sends it along to his teammate. Shadow's bringing it down, pitch. That's an open look. It's in!
Great shot there from ShxdowBat. Taking the time, the control, realized the space. Might not have been the exact technique he would have wanted, but it had enough power to beat Tvveedle and send Merchants into a tie game. So Merchants, if you thought they were going to go away quickly, that is not the case, as Tvveedle trying for a ceiling shot, coming off the ceiling, can't get it to go. Goof is going to fake it out. Animosity thought he had enough time. Goof up to Tvveedle for the shot. It's too high. It was next to it. Illusionchaos can't put it on target. That's a big win on the corner boost by Gmoney, who gets time and space. Gets a great 50, but ShxdowBat can't get the correct touch towards goal. Instead, Tvveedle wants to come in. They might be too high up. They might be counterattacked. Gmoney sent away by Tvveedle.
Yeah, Shadow circles down to get the stop on the shot. Animosity clears it away from Goof. Illusion's coming back for it, sends it up. Goof doesn't have any boots, has to double back. Everyone's retreating into the defensive third. That's going off the wall. Is the second touch there? No! We're seeing a lot of aggressive multi-car presses from Merchants, but they're having problems getting all three of the cars in the right direction and with enough boost to complete the play. As you see, Animosity gets a demo on the way down, but can't really get that ball centered in a way where one of his teammates can get a good shot, and that's in! Tvveedle puts the team ahead!
Well, I was just going to bring up that it seemed like Merchants were growing into the game. They were getting more control, and they had backflip starved, but they find a great counterattack, a quick play out of defense, left Tvveedle in a one-on-one, and he gets it over the last defender. A brilliant play to give them back the lead. Gmoney might have a quick response. Instead, it's saved away by Illusionchaos just in time. Illusion's going to wait for this ball to come to him. Goof's waiting on that mid boost. Finally spawns. Gmoney's invited in. Tvveedle plays it. It's going to not be clear. Goof is awkward. ShxdowBat coming in, saved away by Illusionchaos once again.
I'm liking the defensive rotations from backflips right here because it seems like they're very consistently getting their cars in position to physically obstruct shots or save them outright. You're seeing them block cars from shooting at all, but it doesn't stop ShxdowBat from equalizing. He double taps it straight off the backboard. Look at how all the defenders have been lured into the corner here. They're all contesting that little shoving match. That gives ShxdowBat a complete open lane.
Yeah, that's a great shot from ShxdowBat, realizing the space, using the boost to adjust his car to follow up on the double tap. A great play. Merchants are certainly proving to be a threat. Can ShxdowBat get more involved? That one's approaching the goal. Gmoney got a bump, but unfortunately, it was wide of the mark anyways. ShxdowBat does not get dunked by Illusion. Instead, it's coming out. Animosity and Shadow getting a little bit tangled up here, but it's still floating on the wall. Gmoney not letting backflips have any space. That's a great double tap. Unfortunately, there was no support in the middle for the shot. That could have been the potential game winner. 9 seconds on the clock. Instead, backflips are approaching. This is a near double tap in, and it goes down to Tvveedle for the hat trick and the win potentially.
Almost certainly the win. Beautiful coordination from Goof, who played bait there. You see him come down, and two defenders actually contest his shot, and no one is rotated towards back post to stop Tvveedle, who sneaks the goal in, and that's going to be enough to put backflips on the board, winning game one.
Well, Animosity trying to counter.
I was a few seconds early, but I knew they weren't going to get the rally.
Yeah, you saw the future. It was just, it looked a little scary, but it was all under control for backflips in the end. And as I was saying, it looks like Merchants are probably going to be running that 4-man rotation. They are subbing out Shadow for Mom Jeans, so that is going to be interesting to see how that changes the pace of the series and changes the way each of these teams plays each other.
Mom Jeans is the leader on Merchants of demos and general physical play, so this seems to match up with what a lot of we were seeing in that first game. We seem to be seeing Merchants play a lot more physically, a lot of outright physically removing players from backflips out of net, out of goal, away from goalposts, and just bumping, not always demoing, but a lot of just shoving their cars in the way.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking out for that physicality. Mom Jeans coming into the game, going to be trying to adjust the course of the series. Merchants had some great moments and led by Shadow mostly, but with Shadow out, they're going to need to provide some offensive production in the other three players. So backflips have controlled the series for now. Merchants looking to respond.
Something I also noticed is that in a lot of those goal replays, Shadow was rotating back too late, like right at the end, right after the goal had already been scored, having topped up on boost. So we were seeing a player who was overextending a lot, running out of boost a lot, and just not really being in an effective position as a defensive player. So I think that might have been part of why they did the sub out. Gmoney gets the transition going, sets it up for his teammate, for Animosity. Illusion gets it going, loses the ball to Gmoney. That's there for Tvveedle, who can't get a bumper on it. Animosity misses, collides with Mom Jeans a little. Animosity clears it high. Mom Jeans going for it, watching for it, gets it off the wall, stops it from turning into a coherent shot, but Goof is right there, sends it for Tvveedle, who sends it too high. That's going along to Tvveedle again, who can't get the double touch. This is going the other way.
Ooh, nearly met there by Gmoney, trying to get the double touch off the wall. Illusion is in a great position in the backflips, have had great defensive rotations, getting strong clears because they're in the right position and have the boost, not letting themselves get starved out. Here comes Goof, trying to find his teammate. It pinches instead into the middle. Animosity's hunting for a bump. Mom Jeans has a one-on-one. Can he get the angle? No, he cannot. And this one floating in front of the net. Gmoney has a pass. Animosity tried to be up so early. Unfortunately, cannot make the slightest of touches to get it on target. But demos are coming out. They're starting to build. they're starting to get a bit more physical. Animosity, who's next to it? Animosity follows it up, tries to pass it, but Mom Jeans was a little bit too close to the play, and it's just going to fall harmlessly into the middle.
Yeah, it's very hard to build up enough momentum to create an effective shot in these kinds of quarters, especially when you're fishing balls out of the literal corners of the map. Tvveedle sends it off the wall. He's looking for Illusion there. Illusion's doubling back. Gmoney sends it along. Illusion gets it, sends it to Goof. That's going up. Animosity sends it to Mom Jeans. Mom Jeans isn't in the right position. Teammate bump creates, ironically, a more effective defensive formation there because it's just so hard to build up enough power to get around that many cars.
Yeah, that was nearly a great play from Merchants there, but Mom Jeans just couldn't stretch for that one. Instead, it's going to be a lot of space. Goof is last back for a long time. Instead, Gmoney might have hoped to do a little better there, probably trying to hit the backboard. Here's Tvveedle, tries to fake out Gmoney. Gmoney had none of it, played the ball like he was supposed to. Goof gets a long clear, but Merchants have had them with one defender in net. They still just can't beat that last defender for now. Animosity fakes out one. Illusionchaos waiting in net. Tvveedle gets shut down. Goof is last back. Tvveedle. Veedle to Goof. They're finding each other, but Goof just doesn't have enough boost to stretch for it.
Yeah, Goof went for that with a completely empty tank. Not really advisable. Double commit in net. That's wide. That's too wide to turn into another shot. Gmoney tries to set something up, but there's really nobody to get that ball. Animosity loses it in a 50-50 pinch. Everybody's going for it. Mom Jeans, that's safe. Does he have a second touch? No, he does not. Goof is waiting for it. He's waiting in net. That's usually not advisable, and that's why.
Yeah, it's been building. Merchants have had so many chances, and finally, their clinical, great pass, and Animosity in a perfect position, ready for it. Not a lot of boost, but had the positioning, and the pass was so good, he didn't need to adjust a lot to the ball. So great play from Merchants there, and they have the lead. Gmoney has a little bit of a disagreement with the ball on the post. That one's gonna go. Illusion started to creep far up, so he's gonna have to make an awkward touch. Gonna lead to Gmoney. Gets a good touch. There's a demo too. Goof is last back. Mom Jeans coming in, but somehow it's gonna pinch all the way back the other end. Merchants got greedy. They saw the goal light up in their eyes. Instead, it lit up on the other end of the field.
That's why you have to be very careful about shot selection and about when to press all three cars forward, because there is no excuse for nobody behind that press. For Goof to just have that absolutely perfect view of the open net. He almost gets another one, but it's a bit too wide. Gmoney trying to go on transition now. Tvveedle goes high. He loses the ball again. That's going to Goof, who sends it. There's no one really there to fish it out. Animosity out of boost. Gets demoed on the way to the corner boost. Gmoney playing it off his own wall. Loses it to Illusionchaos. Mom Jeans going for it. That's a double commit on the backboard. Goof sends it up along the wall. Looking for the second touch. Can't quite get it. Illusion was looking for it. Goof was in net. Went for a bit of a defender bump there. Didn't really do much. Chaos plays it off the wall. Gmoney too wide. That was threatening to be the exact same situation Goof did just a moment ago. Oh, he misses Tvveedle. This could be bad. No, it's not. It's cleared.
Ooh, big demo too from Gmoney. Nearly got the second demo. Animosity started to creep, but he has absolutely zero boost. Somehow gets the save to the crossbar with literally nothing left in the tank. But it might not matter. Tvveedle gets the shot with the defender waiting too high on the backboard. Backflips capitalize on a chaotic possession.
And two defenders back with no boost whatsoever. If the boost is there for Animosity, he gets down fast enough to make that save. And there's 2 seconds left now. This could have been overtime, but that failed challenge is exactly why backflips are up 2-0 now.
Yeah, and we've talked about backflips offense in the other games. They are certainly showing in the clutch moments. They can create, they have the creativity, and they starve out Merchants in the end. They stretched a little too far, had to make Merchants scramble, use all their boosts to make a heroic save in the first place, but that just left them in the worst positions possible. Tvveedle, all the time in the world, placed the shot correctly and put backflips back in the lead.
We were talking about Tvveedle's ability to create these shots at the beginning of the show, and you really saw it there. And, Illusion's the one with the anyone can cook tag, but I think Tvveedle's the one really putting that into words. Into actions, I should say.
Yeah, and we are going to have another sub. So Merchants subbing Shadow back in. This time Gmoney
Interesting.
is coming out. I do think Merchants are one of those teams that literally just rotate regardless of the result. So they use a 4-man roster. So they are going to look to hopefully get this lineup clicking because they've been close. Both of the first two lineups have been very close. They just can't get it over the line. Backflips have been the clutch factor at their side. They have absolutely gotten to work when it matters. And so Merchants, it's up for them to try and get this to be a 2-2 series.
Keep an eye on Merchant's boost levels in this third match because that has been the story of the series thus far. A lot of this has just been not having enough boost to effectively contest or to finish off presses. ShxdowBat goes for it, goes for a long clear, burns all of his boost to get it into the enemy corner, loses the ball. MomJeans goes for it, can't get the clear. Animosity gets it over one defender, can't get it past two. Goof clears it long, and this is exactly what we're talking about. MomJeans has enough boost to get to that, but they're being very boost hungry already, and we're only a bit over 30 seconds in.
I am very impressed with the defense from backflips. They are protecting their boost. They are in the right position. And every time the ball just kind of floats in the middle, they clear it. That's a great shot from Animosity. But Goof was ready on the support in case his teammate didn't have the touch. This is a little awkward. Illusion has enough boost to make the cut for his teammate. MomJeans waiting in the middle. It's a heavy touch. Shadow crept a little bit, but he's going to have a touch to the corner. Will be able to protect his corner boost. Get a free ball. Instead, it's shut down. Illusion's up for the ball. Tvveedle bangs it to the backboard. Can Animosity read it? He can't. Tvveedle on the follow. And he continues to score and be a pain in the Merchant side.
So good at completing his own touches here. Shadow actually has the right read on that, but Beetle just finishes it so fast that there's no real way to get there, and especially, again, with that amount of boost. Had about the right amount of boost, needed to time it better to get that save, and there we go, equalized!
Yeah, what an equalizer here. A kickoff strat, Animosity finds Shadow lurking. That is a great team play. Merchants clearly working on their kickoffs. A back left corner free ball, and one of them starts to cheat up and provide a passing option. That is the team play they've been needing and the team play that they've required, and they get it there off the kickoff. But again, in this open play, they're going to need to be able to generate that not from a free ball off a kickoff. They need to generate it now, generate it here off some maybe boost starvation and continued offensive pressure. Goof plays it to the wall, trying to get space. He does get space, gets a 50. Tvveedle should be next to it, tries to touch it, misses the touch. Illusion passes it to the backboard. Goof on the end of it. Shadow is there for the clear.
Yeah, and this is actually clearly very intentional. You're seeing these long clears that are meant for one of backflips to chase it down and get the second touch. Very long, booming infield passes and outlet passes. Goof sends it wide along. ShxdowBat has actually enough boost to contest that. Gets the ball cleared away. Does Tvveedle have a look? No, he doesn't. That's carried away. There's two defenders on him now. Now three for a moment. Tvveedle tries to chase it down, wins the race to the wall, sends it back for Goof, who loses the ball. Is it a double touch? No, it's not.
Shadow nearly had the double touch, and there's a bunch of demos off the screen. Animosity's pass was way too strong for MomJeans with very little boost. Illusion trying to find the angle. That one skims just wide of the post, but this one is going back and forth. Animosity, is this one just going to trickle in? No, Illusion is back again for the save.
Yeah, and I'm also seeing that it's probably actually Tvveedle, but in my defense, that's actually two Vs. I mean, You're doing that intentionally. You're tweaking our noses with that one. I'm not going to apologize for dirty play, and no one else should either, as ShxdowBat creates a pinch out of the corner into the backflips corner. No, I'm sorry, the merchant's corner. I was so busy correcting my own mispronunciation. So sorry about that. Tvveedle's not sorry as he fishes this away from net. Is that getting by all three? No, it's not. Another long clear, too wide to be dangerous. Illusion fishes it up. That's contested in the air. Momjean's looking for it. Does he have the angle? No, he does not. And we're seeing a lot of width from merchants right now. Very wide, long rotations, very wide open clears that are going or in any given direction to present a serious connecting touch threat. And I think they do need to tighten up a bit as we head into the last minute.
Yeah, backflips are starting to build something. Animosity gets a good win in the middle. Momjeans has a lot of space. Instead plays it to the wall. Animosity and Momjeans trying to play a 1-2 passing play with each other. Instead it's cleared away. Goof has a little bit of space, but he doesn't have the boost to follow up. Shadow's gonna get a great boost timing here. Finds the pass, gets a double touch that was unexpected from backflips. The second touch as the defender on the front post started to creep out of net, expecting the first touch, did not expect the second touchdown, and Animosity was ready so fast to the ball at the front post there for the goal.
I don't think I didn't see right at the end of that replay, Tvveedle trying to contest that and missing it. That's what you get for, instead of just using an uppercase W, using two lowercase V's. Yeah, that's what you get. You get scored on. You're welcome. ShxdowBat gets it off the wall. Goof goes for it. Animosity finishes it. Goof gets the demo. Illusion bringing it up along the corner. He wants to drop that down, but there's a defensive double commit stopping it.
Yeah, 10 seconds left on the clock. Here needs to be the counter. Merchants instead are the ones attacking. Here could be it. Goof gets space. Gets a 50. Animosity's awkward. Illusion can't get there. Tvveedle has no boost. This one should hit the ground. It will. Merchants respond and finally get a game win. I think it's very deserved. They've been building into this series, and ShxdowBat comes back in and provides both a goal, an assist, and some saves to put Merchants up top.
Yeah, and that was incredible, Rocket League, in those last moments. I think the rotation strategy is paying off because it's proving hard for backflips to get a consistent read. And at this rate, I think you're going to end up likely right about that 2-2.
Yeah, I could be right. Not maybe the way I expected it. I thought there would be some swing games, but each game has been decided on a razor's edge. It's been so tight between these teams. And both teams have had the clutch moments, backflips early on. Now Merchants getting the response. Now trying to push this to a 2-2 series. Backflips can take the series win with a game right here. This is the decider. 4 minutes, 55 seconds left for both teams to show what they're made of.
Yeah, and already 10 seconds in, bit of danger for backflips. They get it cleared long. Tvveedle gets a teammate bump there. Bullies Goof out of the way. That's a very curious decision. ShxdowBat threatens the double touch. Can't get it. Not enough boost. Not enough space. Not enough time. Tvveedle gets it high again. Doesn't lose it, but he does lose that corner boost. Can't quite get it. The midfield boost. ShxdowBat stalking it. Gets it by him. There's a pinch into the corner. No one's really going after it until just then for Merchant. That's long. That's angled, but ShxdowBat gets the save.
Good demo there. It almost led to an open shot, but Animosity was up to contest it. 4 minutes left in this game. Gmoney gets a 50. That one's going to go really awkwardly. ShxdowBat, great touch to the corner. Gives Animosity the boost and time. This is dangerous. Animosity and air dribble looking to play it down. Fakes everyone out instead. Animosity showing what he's made of with so much time and space provided from the back pass off his teammate and fakes out everyone on backflips.
Yeah, Illusion goes for it, but he appears to get the angle wrong because Animosity is able to comfortably get by him, and no one's there to back Illusion up. the defensive rotations from backflips have been very strong in this series. So I'm a little surprised no one else was really in a comfortable position to contest.
Yeah, Merchants just found the perfect time to attack, it seems like. And they will take that as they are looking real good right now. And backflips have to be nervous the way they are playing. The way Animosity's playing, that one shut down by Tvveedle. Tvveedle continues to get 50 after 50, not rotating out of the play, gets the boost, tries to find the teammate. That one's cleared. Illusion was a little too far up. Does he get back? No, he does not. He was just a little bit too far crept up with all the chaos in front. Shadow, a perfect clear just over the head of Illusion.
Yeah, you see Illusion really stretch for it with that flip too, just desperately trying to get on it. And you see this happen a lot at this tier, it seems. Teams get incredibly eager to slam the door shut, and they just press all 3 cars forward. And the thing is, backflips need to consider they are not short on time right now. They are ahead in the series. There's 3 minutes left, just a little less now, and it's only 2 goals. You can get 2 goals very easily in 3 minutes.
For sure, and I'm sure against most teams it would be an easy task for their offense. But as we've talked about, Merchants have a strong defense, and with the lead, I'm sure we're going to see bus parking at the level of teams that you've never seen before, in honor of probably Arsenal would be proud of, with the level of corner tactics and just bus parking we are about to be seen play.
Well, unlike Arsenal, maybe they'll not mess around so much in penalty kicks, because that showboating and that taking the penalty kicks a little lightly is what cost them the Champions League final. A lot of lessons to be learned about that in Rocket League. Gmoney loses the ball. That's a decent angle. Shadow gets the save. Gmoney continuing to shadow, continuing to stalk. Tvveedle gets the ball cleared to set up for Illusion. Illusion misses it. Illusion's been having a hard time getting that car consistently on ball in the past 4 minutes or so, if I do say so myself. Animosity circling towards, wants to finish off that touch from Gmoney, gets it in! Bang!
Animosity heating up. Gmoney forcing a double commit. That's a huge double commit. Left Goof in the weirdest spot to try and delay for probably 10 plus seconds. And that shot coming in from Animosity up early in the air, sees the free backboard, gets the touchdown, and they're continuing. They don't want to park the bus. They want to score goal after goal, and they are piling it on. They are starting to feel themselves in this series. A minute and a half. You can feel the time ticking away, and it might not be a goal coming for backflips. It might just be more from Merchants, unless Tvveedle can capitalize. Can't get the 50 pass. Gmoney on the wall, and they look so comfortable. Do Merchants? Gmoney can't get it past. Tvveedle had to cut for his teammate. Animosity doesn't get the corner boost, but still, they just can't get enough offense. Here could be it to the middle. No, Tvveedle was a little bit too far past the ball and cleared away by ShxdowBat.
Has it off the wall. He's trying to create an opportunity for his teammates. It gets by 2 defenders. Tvveedle's hunting for it. He loses the race to the ball. The double touch is in effect. Illusion of Chaos gets it by. Just Illusion Chaos. There's no of. Goof is stalking for it. Running preciously low on time. Less than 40 seconds to continue this win. To get the series. To not have to tie up. You see the attempted goalie bump there. Misses wide. 20 seconds left is very, very little time for 3 goals. I am not sure it's going to happen. It's very ironic that the defense and the aggression is flipped. Merchants have been taking this game to backflip all 5 minutes, 10 seconds left on it. I think you were right all along, Taka. We might well be seeing that tied series. Merchants backflips 2-2. Animosity misses his first shot of the game in the last second. That is 2 goals and 3 shots.
Yeah, Animosity stepping up when it matters, and it is certainly something to behold. Merchants were able to keep composure, keep going, and the lineup switching helped. They were able to find their last 2 lineups, get in the lead and take over on offense. What a series from them.
Incredible series, incredibly fun, and I have to admit, like, that's one of the things I like about how RSC does things. It's possible to have ties, it's possible to have draws, just like in association football. And when it happens, it becomes incredibly hard to pick an MVP. It becomes incredibly hard to pick a favorite player because everyone just played so well tonight.
Yeah, I don't know who to pick for MVP because you could really give it to anyone, but just off that game 4 performance, I think I would lean towards Animosity because that was something. And even earlier in the series, he had his moments, but in the end, he was peaking at the right time, giving merchants their way back into the series.
Yeah, I have a hard time disagreeing with that. If the series had gone a little differently, I probably would have said Tweedle because he was doing so well at coordinating goals and just outmaneuvering defenders on merchants. But that last game, it was like Animosity gave his controller to his older brother or something.
Yeah, that was something to behold. That was a incredible series to end the night. We are done for the stream for the matches tonight, but do remember on Wednesday we have another stream that's going to be an elite matchup of Forge Defenders versus versus Fire. But that is the 10:50 slot. The 11:30 slot after that is still open. So if you want to get your team signed up, that is still good to go. Make sure to let the other captain know before you do that and try to get them on board if you want to play on stream on Wednesday. But that has been it for me, for K-Vox, and for Russ. Thank you everyone for joining, and we'll see you next time.